it's a good working sword.
Wait, can you stab me with it?
Oh no, that's against the rules because I am an undercover sword police for the con.
Has that whetted your appetite? He's a sword inspector. What does that mean? Well, this week I'm talking about how to plant a seed and let it grow. Hypnosis, I feel, is often like being a gardener or a farmer where you plant a seed and you don't know what's going to grow out of that. So if you want to find out more about this, keep watching inside. Hi there, my name's Turan Mirza. I'm a hypnotist and clinical hypnotherapist. Every week I show you a small street hypnosis clip and then I break down that street hypnosis clip in a tutorial fashion, giving you some insights into what's going on in terms of hypnosis or in terms of street hypnosis performance. So this week you'll see this guy, he's dressed as Spider-Man because we're at a QCon event at Queen's University's Comic-Con equivalent. So you'll see a lot of people in the background dressed in costumes, and I really utilised their dress and their props that they were carrying to create a new and something different type of skit. So before I talk any more about that skit, then let's watch the video and then I'll come back. So stay tuned after the street hypnosis clip to find out what I have to say about the clip. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, make sure you give it a like, and don't forget to click the big red subscribe button and that bell notification button next to the subscribe button so you get notified every time a new video comes out from myself and Feel Good Hypnosis. And if you have any questions, have any comments, then leave the comments in the comment section below. I love reading your comments and feeding back to you, and I like to know what it is you like about this video, what you don't like about this video, and maybe what else you'd like to see. So leave all that in this comment section below. And in the future, when you're watching these tutorial videos, if you're really only interested in the fun part, then check out the description section because that's where you'll find the quick links where you can jump straight to a particular link about this video. In the meantime, let's watch the video and I'll come back after that. In a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 3. You're going to look across, you're going to see some guys with swords. You're going to see some guys with swords, and you're going to be the sword police, and you have to inspect those swords. You're QCon's sword policeman, and you're going to have to collect them, check the swords out, make sure that they're long enough, and tell them that if they're not long enough, they have to go away and sharpen them or make them longer. Nod your head that you understand. 1, 2, 3, open your eyes. What about those guys over there? Does it pass the test?
We're not in the actual...
I think you need to sharpen it and make it a little bit pointier.
Yes, and maybe make it not flat.
Yes. Can I inspect yours? It's a little bit hefty. I would maybe pin it down a little bit, bring it into more of a point. But I wouldn't make it as dangerous because this is a public area in case you accidentally turn around. There's a sword, I think, just maybe over there.
Is there another sword? There's another sword?
I'm a lock shop, but she was misunderstood in Longray.
That's not your sword. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so it's got a nice weight to it. I would make it a little bit sharper. Maybe fix the point a little bit. As you can see, it's a little bit bent. Yeah. But for now, it's a good working sword.
Wait, can you stab me with it?
Oh no, that's against the rules because I am an undercover sword police for the con, just to make sure that nobody gets injured and that all swords are safe to carry around.
Stop stopping yourself.
Stop.
Look at me and sleep now. Way down. Deeper, deeper, deeper relax. The deeper you go, the more relaxed you feel now. That's right. In a moment, we're going to count from 1 to 5, and on the count of 5, all hypnotic suggestions will disappear. But you're no longer the sword policeman. You're no longer running around checking people's swords. But when you wake up, all hypnotic suggestions will disappear fully from your mind, but you'll feel full of life, full of energy, like you've had a 12-hour sleep, like you've had a 6-hour massage, and you're really going to have a wonderful time at QCon today and over the weekend if you're coming back tomorrow. So 1, feeling that feeling of hypnosis just disappear from the tips of your toes. 2, washing up through your legs, through your stomach, through your pelvis. 3, take a deep breath in. Feel that energy washing all the way through you. Feel that energy. 4, right into your head, fit like a fresh mountain breeze blowing all the way through you. And 5, stretch and wide awake. How's it going? Do you enjoy hypnosis?
Yeah.
Good stuff. So tell the camera, what do you think of hypnosis?
Hypnosis is great. It's so relaxing and some of the things are so funny.
There you go. And you do remember everything that happens?
I remember most of it.
And I'll click my fingers and you will remember everything.
Yeah.
course. There you go. You were
I
great.
can't believe I was howling over there and then asking people why they were laughing.
Exactly. You're a great sport. Big round of applause. So I hope you liked that. It was really good fun, and he's a great subject. You've seen him before. I'll put info links up in the little info cards above to other links from him where you'll see his induction and other skits that he's performed, and he's been a great subject. As I say, he's dressed as Spider-Man because we're at the Belfast QCon event, so you'll see lots of people in costumes, and that's really what gave me the idea for this skit. It's important that you try to utilise your environment. So I was looking around, I've seen quite a few people carrying swords, and I thought, let's go for it. Yes, let's use the swords as the basis for a little skit. So I give that suggestion out that he is a sword inspector, and he's going to talk to people and give feedback on their swords as to whether they're safe or not. Now, as complex as that was, it was limiting within itself, but he went on to produce other suggestions about that. At one point when that girl said, "Oh, I'll stab myself," jokingly, with one of the play swords, he said, no, you can't do that there because I'm undercover and I'm inspecting the health and the safety of these things. So that was purely his suggestion, his idea, his imagination that came up with that, beyond the suggestion that I made and gave to him. So it's beautiful to see. As I say, it's like being a gardener where you will plant a seed idea of what you want to see unfold, but so many other things can unfold from it. So those are my main tips. When you're out and about, when you're doing street hypnosis, if you see a funny shaped rubbish bin, or you see someone carrying a certain type of bag, or in this case people carrying swords, utilize the props that you see around you to make the skits more entertaining. Now, one important thing about this skit is that, well, he's running around the place and I want to keep up with him. If you can't hear the dialogue, then I can't hear the dialogue because the microphone is attached to myself. So in this situation, it's important to make sure you catch up with the guy, because you don't want him to startle someone that might think he's trying to steal their toy sword or a prop sword. You don't want them to get angry and maybe hit him or fight back, and that's important as well. That's why me standing next to him, as you saw, I have hypnotist written on my back and Feel Good Hypnosis written on my chest and arms. So I'm giving a suggestion that I'm his minder, I'm working with him, and this is the situation where we're at, so that people aren't surprised about what's going on. So it's important, if you give a skit where your subject is moving around, that you stay with him so that you're in earshot, you can hear what's going on, you can stop any situations that might get out of control. That's just as important part of street hypnosis as the hypnosis and the crafting and creating of suggestions in itself, because you are responsible for the health and the safety of that person, and also the health and safety of other people. You wouldn't want him to take off the sword and for some reason use the sword against the person themselves, even though they're prop swords. As you saw, some of them were quite elaborate and quite good looking, and they could probably do some damage as well. But that's really one of the key things I love about street hypnosis. It's just getting out there, utilizing your environment and moving around and interacting with lots of people. It was a great skit for broadening the audience base. Again, if you stop someone on the street and you just hypnotize them on one spot, you're limited to the people and onlookers that are watching there. Whereas with a skit like this here, you get to move the subject around under your, as I say, management, under your control, make sure you're aware of where he's going and stay with him. But it brings him to the audience rather than the audience to him. So again, that's another nice facet of a skit and a suggestion like this here. So use your imagination. Hypnosis is not just about triggering the subject's imagination, but you've got to really have your thinking cap on and be interactive when you're doing skits out on street hypnosis. One of the key things about this idea of planting a suggestion and letting it grow is very important when you're using hypnosis in a change work or therapeutics setting, because again, you want to give as much detail as you can, but leave it open for the individual subject to let that grow and let that develop far more than you could ever suggest, because they're going to suggest it in a way that's comfortable to them. I mean, if I'd given too much detail to this guy and saying, oh, you're undercover and you're this and you're that, that might have been not within his comfort zone to think that way. I just said you're a sword inspector and you're going to talk to people. Sort of maybe very, very limited but clear instructions, and he broadened that, and it's the same in the change work or therapeutic setting. I will give people sufficient instructions to direct them to say their anxiety's gone, or they're sleeping better, or they're not going to smoke, but I don't give so much detail that it clamps them down to thinking in a 100% step-by-step way. I want to give them scope to let it grow and develop and guide them in that positive direction to change in the way they want to change. So a nice little tip there for anybody watching this street hypnosis video who's more interested in the therapeutic side. These tips and advice that I give here in these videos are very much also important in the therapeutic and change work setting. So I hope that makes sense, and you can take that on board as well. So I hope you like those tips. I hope you like those suggestions. If you did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you give it a like, and don't forget, click the big red subscribe button and that bell notification button next to that subscribe button, so you get notified every time a new video comes out from myself. I release a new video every Sunday, but sometimes I'll release videos midweek as well. So it's always good to be subscribed and notified of when the new videos are coming out. And as I said at the beginning, drop a comment in the comment section below. Did you enjoy that tutorial? Did you find use out of that tutorial? Have you learned something? Whether you want to do street hypnosis or whether you're just a voyeur and watcher of street hypnosis, did you enjoy that tutorial feedback? I really want to know your feedback. Tell me where you are on that scale. Are you interested in doing hypnosis, or just interested in watching and having fun watching hypnosis? I'd love to find out that sort of breakdown of my audience, so drop that in the description section also. In the meantime, have a lovely week and see you next Sunday.